You're listening to content developed by the GoPro Radio Network, the fastest growing network in the galaxy. GoPro Radio Network. Listen to the voices in your head.
Hi, I'm Shawnee, and whenever I want to listen to something profound and I'm having a moment, I go to GoPro Radio, the fastest growing network in the galaxy.
We interrupt this broadcast to bring you a great opportunity. If you have an event, product, business, talent, and/or something important to say, now is your chance. You can have your very own radio show. Whether you're just starting out or a veteran looking for a professional platform to enhance your presentation and following, the GoPro Radio Network is the premier place to cultivate and share new and exciting content. We can help you grow your audience and keep it growing long after your first broadcast. Now you have a voice. Call 646-415-0990 or go to www.goproradio.com. That's www.goproradio.com. You'll be amazed at how easy and affordable it is to have your own professional radio show on the fastest growing network in the galaxy. GoPro Radio Network. Listen to the voices in your head.
Here's the new GoPro Radio lineup. On Monday at 10 p.m., we start out with Lydia's Lyrical Lounge. Tuesday at 9 p.m., it's the Tantrum Artist Management Show with McFly and Tylon. And there's more. At 10 p.m., it's the Pleasure Palace with Juicy Lynn and Dr. Stone Love. And at 11 p.m., it's Sir Smash a Lot with Baby Making Music. On Wednesday at 9 p.m., it's the Colored Only Cafe with Dr. Ron and Tylon Usaba Washington. And on Thursday, it's the I Ain't Having It Show at 10 p.m. with yours truly. And on Friday, it's the SBS Mixtape Show. And on Saturday, it's the Party Zone at 9 p.m. The GoPro Radio number 1.
Hello, my name is Kathy Blanco. Every chance I get, I try to listen to the GoPro Radio Network at GoProRadio.com, the fastest growing network in the galaxy, especially on Saturday nights with the Party Zone at 9 p.m.
I love the energy. That's good. That's perfect. That's perfect.
Hello, I'm Fina.
I'm Lydia from the GoPro Radio Network, and Fina is coming on to the GoPro Radio Network to tell you about her
Recycling, reusing material for my art.
Yay! It's so dope. You gotta come down here to the Westfield
to explore my art. They're all made on recycled cardboard.
There you go.
Yeah, so I look forward to
the GoPro Radio Network.
Yay!
Yay!
Potential. Everyone's got potential, right? But it will remain just that unless you act on it. You've got to do something new.
You got this.
To get somewhere new.
Let me see. Have a look.
Is it scary?
Be fine.
Sure. potential never fades. It simply waits for the day you use it. So go on, make that one day today.
Whether you're growing your business,
Okay, can we take our seats, please?
switching careers, or just starting out, it all starts with skills. Search Skills for Life.
My name is Terrell Martin. I'm a New York City union carpenter. A lot of people who were born here can't afford it. At my old job, like most regular non-union jobs, all of your benefits are coming out of your check. As a union carpenter, I get to keep what I make, and my employer pays my benefits. If there's more union jobs in the city, there's more people getting paid to live where they work. Good jobs are essential to an affordable New York.
The views and opinions expressed on GoPro Radio Network shows are solely those of the speakers and are not necessarily the views or opinions of GoPro Radio Network Inc. or its affiliates. These broadcasts are provided on the understanding that they do not constitute professional advice or services. Individuals who speak on these broadcasts express their own opinions, experiences, and conclusions. GoPro Radio Networks and its affiliates do not necessarily endorse or oppose any particular opinion or conclusion discussed in these broadcasts. You may not edit or modify or redistribute these broadcasts in any way without the express permission from GoPro Radio, LLC. GoPro Radio assumes no liability for any of your activities in connection with our broadcast or for your use of these broadcasts in connection with your website, computer, smartphone, tablet, iPad, or future listening devices. GoPro Radio Network. Listen to the voices in your head.
All right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another exciting episode of the Tantrum Artist Management Show. Yes. Give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you so much for being here. Hey, what's up, partner? My partner, Dreamcast, is also in the house. What's up, Dream?
What up, man? What up? Sorry I missed you guys, man.
Yeah, I know.
I know the show wasn't the same.
I know. People were writing in and saying, what's going on? Is he coming back? Oh, no. I said, no. I mean, he takes these, vacations every now and then. He needs to replenish. He needs to replenish.
Even on vacations, I'm working.
You know what I'm saying? So how's it going, Dream?
Dude, every day above ground is a blessing, man.
I tell everybody that all the time. Being here, and I want to thank each and every one of you for being here. Let's go check in with some of the folks who are already here in the room. We have a terrific show lined up for you guys today. You're just gonna love it. Please, right now, like and share if you're on Facebook. And by the way, if you are on Facebook checking us out and you want to join us at any moment, you don't have to do it now. Any moment during the program, you can do it. We made it fast, easy, and safe. All you have to do is go to GoProRadio.com. And when you go to GoProRadio.com, just click on that Join Live button, and they'll bring you in the room with all these lovely people who are already here. Let's say hello to Tammy Lane, who's in the house. Hey, Tammy, how are you doing? Welcome, Tammy. Thank you for being here. Lydia, the Empress of the GoPro Radio Network, is in the house. Yeah, let's give it up for Lydia, who had a fantastic show yesterday. I don't know what you guys are doing with your life if you're not tuned in at 10 o'clock on Mondays. And it's such a good day to kind of really chill out and have her soothing, smooth voice. She has such a silky voice. And her show is poetry, music, information. Oh, it's a dynamite. And her show debuted. It was #1 on the GoPro Radio Network for a week. Let's give her a round of applause for that. So that's every Monday on the GoPro Radio Network. All right, at 10 p.m. All you have to do, once again, real easy. Go to GoProRadio.com, folks, and just click on that Join Live button, and they'll bring you in the group, and you'll love it. So watch me. And also, I want to say hello to Sonny B. Sutherland Sr. He is not just a radio personality and a terrific announcer and DJ. He has his own show called I'm Not Having It, and that's this Thursday from 10 to midnight and beyond. But he has an important group. It's called the People's Advocacy Group. So if you know people who are in pursuit of justice and they're having situations in family court, civil court, Supreme Court, handball court, tennis court, he's the guy to call. And he'll definitely give you a hand. reach out to him, and you can reach out to him by reaching out to us at info@goproradio.com. Also, we have Sexy Kitty is in the house. Meow, how you doing? JT is in the house. Amanda is in the house. Wow, it's good to see you, Amanda, here. Jamel Sutherland, that's the son of Sonny B. He's in the house. We got Kathleen Blanco. Kathleen, I can't tell you how much we appreciate the drop. And by the way, folks, if you have a drop that you'd like to do, send it to GoProRadio.com. You know, we had a couple of them done, and I really like the one that Lydia and Fina did. Speaking of Fina, she's our next guest coming up here, so you guys don't want to miss a moment. I want to say hello to Jacqueline Banner. Hi, how's it going, Jacqueline? I'm glad to see you in the house. Also, we have Look Up in the Sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's Super Black Man is here with us as well. Oh, the room is full, folks, but we always have enough room for you. Once again, if you want to join us, go to GoProRadio.com and click on that Join Live button. All right, guys, let's do that. All right, now this is the time that we all have been waiting for, the time that we are here. We know why we're here. We're here to see our special guest extraordinaire. I mean, she's an incredible person. She's an incredible activist. But, you know, like I said, welcome everybody. This is, just in case you don't know, the Tantrum Artist Management Show, where bold voices and fearless creators and innovative thinkers take center stage. Of course, I am your humble host, Tylon Xavier Washington. And, you know,
I am Dreamcast McFly. Superfly.
Right. Superfly. There you go. You got to put that super in it. And we have a very, very special guest who is changing the way we look at art, the environment, and the power of sustainability. She's a visual storyteller. She's a sustainable, what do you call it? Sustainability. I call it sustainability warrior and a creative force. She blends a consciousness with craft. Her art doesn't just hang on walls. It starts conversations. It bridges cultures. And it inspires action. Please, ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome the visionary, the eco-conscious innovator, the one, the only Fina Yeung. Woo! Let's give it up to her. Fina, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Tylon. Thank you for inviting me here.
Oh, thank you for being so gracious enough to attend and to be here. Let's dive into your world of art and the impact. I want to start out first with like your origin story, okay? Let's start with, you know, how your journey as a sustainable artist began and what sparked your passion for environmental consciousness.
Yeah, first let me introduce a little bit about my background. I grew up in Hong Kong. I left Hong Kong with my family like 30 years ago, long time ago. And then we migrated to a Pacific island called Guam. So I guess like where I was living and studying on Guam kind of influenced like this journey, this creative journey of using recycled material. One of the reasons is like on Guam back in the 90s, like we had like already experiencing extreme, like super typhoon, extreme weather, super typhoon. We had like soil erosion. We already have coral bleaching. So all these like natural disasters like I experienced on that island. It's really give me like that thinking, that motivation toward using or reusing material for art. And I know I'm always wanted to be an artist when I was a kid. So when I was like at the University of Guam, when I studied painting, photography, anything, like everything that I can get my hands on, I know that it's like something has to do with like not creating more waste.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's one big part is this journey, like how I started.
Right. Wow, that's incredible how you were able to, you know, kind of look at the world. I mean, a lot of people, you know, we experience these kinds of things, but we don't make the connection to, you know, what's happening to the environment and our footprint, and what we do to sometimes contribute to that. So I think it's really outstanding how you kind of evolved your very real lived experience into this incredible art form. How would you describe your artistic style? And if you will, how was sustainability shaped or evolved that style over time?
Well, first, I always feel like a bit of outsider. I could never like say there's a style
Okay.
in my work. But I think throughout this journey, right, when I'm looking like at my painting, like from painting, and then I started doing a little bit more collage and then to sculpture. But that's always involved with like some humor there, I would say. Some also like surrealism there too. But maybe that's a mixture. Because I believe because I think that's how I see it. It's like as an artist, right? Maybe I didn't start out thinking about a style,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you
I got a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to say, I always want to ask artists, especially, from all different walks of life, like, is your culture a big part of your influence?
Oh yes. A lot of my painting, the way I paint it, I feel like I was writing Chinese characters. It's the way my hand flow, when I paint. So I guess, yeah. So when I grew up in Hong Kong, I learned Chinese. I learned how to write Chinese characters. That's part of this culture I have, this learning I have that I carry to the way I paint. Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So you use a lot of what you call upcycled and eco-friendly materials. Can you walk us through your creative process from, let's say, a concept to final piece? And if you have a piece you'd like to, show us and walk us through your creative process on a particular piece, that would be excellent.
So sure. I mean, I can share the screen right now.
Yes, you can. You have the sharing capabilities to do that, because I think it's, while you're getting it all up and ready, I think it's important, especially on this show that's dedicated. We dedicate this show to emerging artists and emerging voices, and we get a lot of questions every week on process. See, a lot of people see the finished result, but they don't understand the process. And like I said, I know I've done my research, a lot of upcycled. You use a lot of eco-friendly materials. So, I would love for you to really just walk us through, your process, at least on one of your pieces.
Yeah, so I guess like I can share like this piece right here. So because this is like the very first one, like art wall, art installation. I did it on 2014.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're looking at this one, right? I don't know what do you see here?
Yeah, we see it looks like a collage. It looks like a city almost. It looks like
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's a city.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the time I started thinking to create something with cardboard already, right? Like and then that was also the time I just moved to New York City. Living in the city, and living in New York City reminded me of living in Hong Kong too, because they both city. And then I realized, like, after I moved out Hong Kong long time ago, I didn't spend time to like digest this journey, like being an immigrant, because life is busy, right? Like we have to work, we have to do so many things that we forgot. Like we try to forget. Actually, I don't know if it's true like for people, but like for me, like we try to forget like the past. We need to live now, like to be like with friends and make friends, new friends here. So when I thinking about making this installation here, I think about Hong Kong. I'm thinking about I need to create something about the living the living situation. Also, like living in New York City is not easy to find a place to live, I believe. So I'm thinking like, okay, while I'm digesting this immigrant, this carrying this feeling about coming from somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to paint in a way like using monotone, just black and white, this memory of living in a very crowded city. And also like growing up in Hong Kong, when I was in Hong Kong, right? Like I was growing up in a tiny apartment, right? So that was before tiny living movement. We were actually 6 people living in a very tiny apartment. So in a way, I always feel that I was living in a box. And also because like Hong Kong, the tall buildings, they all kind of look like boxes stacking on each other. So when people ask me like, why do you choose boxes? It's also it really made me think like that's the pretty much of the reason, because this image of a box remind me of home. So when I create this city, it's about the sense of home. Yeah, so that's why like I know it's black and white. It's a bit dark. It's dark. It's haunted. I guess it's also because like that was the building I was living, sort of like dark, like 6th floor up. There's not much of light there, so it remind me that haunted feeling.
And it also has like a coldness to it too, as well. You know,
Yeah.
it's haunting, a little cold, but it's like the city. And it has an iron or steel kind of like, you know, it's not as vibrant as some of the other pieces that I've seen you do. Wow, that is really incredible. Now, how long did it take you to put this particular piece together? And is there a length of time, or it all depends on, you know, different pieces, or?
So they're all all these pieces, right? They're not attached to each other. So every time when I put it on the wall, I will have to arrange it. So it can be actually arranged in different way, different direction too. So but I remember when I created this, like it took me a month to, like, first of all, a month to paint it. But I also remember when I was painting this memory, I was crying because it's quite heavy when you're thinking you wanted to digest this memory of coming from somewhere, you know, from other country. That's what I mean. Yeah.
But do you see a lot of similarities between, you know, and I think that's what art can do. Art has the potential to connect people in sometimes some unexpected ways, where we kind of can do a correlation between, you know, Hong Kong and New York City. You know, because New York City can be very cold and very square.
Yes. 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 I definitely understand. Yeah. Like I say, because like for example, right, housing problem is global, right? Everywhere it's hard to, in a city, right? Big city, like, it's kind of hard to find places. I think that's why like this first installation is about sense of home, but the next one is the same one, but like it presented in a different gallery here. Yeah, but the one that I'm trying to talk about right now is the next. This one is more color here, but again, it's about home also. So this piece is like it described like 4 immigrant women coming from different countries and arrived in New York City, and how they found their living, their apartment, of their houses, their home. And I went to their houses, right? And I interviewed them. I take photo of them, of the, you know, their living room or the bedroom. So I wanted to understand, right, living in a city, how to find a place to live. It's so difficult.
Impossible in some cases. I know somebody on a waiting list for 3 years. I'm not going to name any names, but
yeah. So I guess, as I say, cardboard boxes.
It's me.
Oh, it's you.
Yeah.
So cardboard boxes, to me, it gives me a sense of home, and I also understand many cardboard can be someone's shelter, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So that's why cardboard speaks to me, and when I create my art, I use cardboard because it have a very strong voice in my head when I work with the cardboard.
Now, you know, you get such a profound sense of scale on this. How long did this piece take to do? I imagine it took maybe twice as long as the other piece we saw, if not longer, because it's.
Well,
it seems like
this
somebody.
one.
No, go ahead.
No, it's longer. It's longer. Definitely longer. And because because from the photo here, you don't really see the detail, but when do you see actually something like hanging, like little,
yeah,
like
little
a square
pieces hanging. Yes, I was going to ask you about that. Right.
It looks like a utopian city.
I love it. The squares actually they are photographs. They're actually the photographs I took of their homes, and then I just make small like tiny prints and I hang it. So it sort of like give a story about what I see in their apartment. It's their story, right? These are 4 women's stories. And also along this installation here, this cardboard, the painting, actually I also print out the interview because I do like collaborate with writers. She helped me to transcribe the interview. Yeah, so I print the story out so people, when they come to this room, when they saw this installation, they can also read their stories.
Wow. This is so powerful and so innovative. And this is unlike, I love that it's not only 3-dimensional, but that it resonates with, I think, so many people. It does, I think, what art it was supposed to do, that you don't see a lot of artists, when they tell stories, right? Your stories, the fact that it's 3-dimensional and pops out at you, but it captures just more than, a moment. It seems like how you have one picture, it captures just one moment. When you do a 3-dimensional, it's like you're capturing many moments. We're seeing many things with this one piece.
You know what? I think that's why I like I love doing painting, but I never, even when I was studying, I never just like to paint on like canvas, just one dimension. I always find a way to create my own canvas or create panels, different kind of panels, and make it more like a 3-dimensional. Because like what you say, I always try to see things like from a different perspective.
Yes. Yes. I love it. I'm actually like really fascinated. Can we go for another piece before we go to a break? Because we have 3 minutes before we go to a break. I want to see another piece here. And by the way, folks, if you're in town and you can see, you can see, and you're somewhere near, World Trade Center, your art is still there, right?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, I think it's well worth your time. It's well worth the trip to come and see it. It's one thing to see it here on our show. We want you to see it here, but to see it in person, wow, what a thing. All right, so this next piece, what do we got?
Well, this is this is not cardboard, but I always see cardboard as like a piece of paper too, right? Because I can cut it more, I can sculpt it. Paper is more delicate. But this is like, actually this is a photograph. When I use paper to do sculpture, I make it not like a big scale, but I make it a bit smaller. Maybe this is more like an 8x10. And I like to do close-up photograph of my sculpture. And one thing about my art is always about details and texture. And when I'm using like a paper, something more like a simple form, I like to play with light and shadow. Yeah, so this is what this piece is about.
All right, folks, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, there's so much more, and then we're going to have an opportunity, hopefully, because I have a lot of questions. I'm going to make some room. I'm going to try not to take all the oxygen out of the room today, folks, and provide an opportunity for you guys to ask some questions. When we come back, folks, we'll be here with none other than Fina Yeung. As you can see, she is an innovator. She's a true visionary, and she's an eco-conscious artist. So we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
You're listening to content developed by the GoPro Radio Network, the fastest growing network in the galaxy. GoPro Radio Network. Listen to the voices in your head.
We interrupt this broadcast to bring you a great opportunity. If you have an event, product, business, talent, and/or something important to say, now is your chance. You can have your very own radio show. Whether you're just starting out or veteran looking for a professional platform to enhance your presentation and following. The GoPro Radio Network is the premier place to cultivate and share new and exciting content. We can help you grow your audience and keep it growing long after your first broadcast. Now you have a voice. Call 646-415-0990 or go to www.goproradio.com. That's www.goproradio.com. You'll be amazed at how easy and affordable it is to have your own professional radio show on the fastest growing network in the galaxy. GoPro Radio Network. Listen to the voices in your head.
Here's the new GoPro Radio lineup. On Monday at 10 p.m., we start out with Lydia's Lyrical Lounge. Tuesday at 9 p.m., it's the Tantrum Artist Management Show with McFly and Tylon. And there's more. At 10 p.m., it's the Pleasure Palace with Juicy Lynn and Dr. Stone Love. And at 11 p.m., it's Sir Smash a Lot with Baby Making Music. On Wednesday at 9 p.m., it's the Colored Only Cafe with Dr. Ron and Tylon Usaba, Washington. And on Thursday, it's the I Ain't Having It Show at 10 p.m. with yours truly. And on Friday, it's the SBS Mixtape Show. And on Saturday, it's the Party Zone at 9 p.m. The GoPro Radio #1.
Potential. Everyone's got potential, right? But it will remain just that unless you act on it. You've got to do something new.
You got this.
To get somewhere new.
Let me see. Can you have a look?
Is it scary?
Be fine.
Sure, but potential never fades. It simply waits for the day you use it. So go on, make that one day today.
Whether you're growing your business,
Okay, can we take our seats, please?
switching careers, or just starting out, it all starts with skills. Search Skills for Life.
The views and opinions expressed on GoPro Radio Network shows are solely those of the speakers and are not necessarily the views or opinions of GoPro Radio Network Inc. or its affiliates. These broadcasts are provided on the understanding that they do not constitute professional advice or services. Individuals who speak on these broadcasts express their own opinions, experiences, and conclusions. GoPro Radio Networks and its affiliates do not necessarily endorse or oppose any particular opinion or conclusion discussed in these broadcasts. You may not edit or modify or redistribute these broadcasts in any way without the express permission from GoPro Radio, LLC. GoPro Radio assumes no liability for any of your activities in connection with our broadcasts or for your use of these broadcasts in connection with your website, computer, smartphone, tablet, iPad, or future listening devices. GoPro Radio Network. Listen to the voices in your head.
I love it. I love the energy. That's good. That's perfect. That's perfect.
Hello, I'm Fina.
I'm Lydia from the GoPro Radio Network, and Fina is coming on to the GoPro Radio Network to tell you about her
Recycling, reusing material for my art.
Yay! It's so dope. You gotta come down here to the Westfield
to explore my art. They're all made on recycled cardboard.
There you go.
Yeah, so I look forward to
the GoPro Radio Network.
Yay!
Yay!
Oh, wow. We're back already. Okay, great. Welcome back, folks. If you're once again checking us out on Facebook, you can join us. We're going to get into the Q&A very soon, and I'm sure you're going to want to be engaged with this incredible, phenomenal artist. This is a real treat, folks, today to be here with someone so talented, so amazing. Questions are already coming in on the chat. We're going to get to that, in a moment. I just want to remind everybody right after this program, we have the wonderful Juicy Lynn and Dr. Stonelove in the Pleasure Palace. Everything about relationships and sex right after this program. And then right after that, we have Sir Smash-A-Lot and his incredible music program called Baby Making Music. And folks, one correction. It said that it was from, I think, 11 until 1. No, it's from 11 to midnight. All right. So it's 1 hour of incredible, what he calls baby making music. So I think he's doing his part for the population, helping the population grow. All right, folks. So it's so much. We have so many wonderful premiere shows on the GoPro Radio Network. Always make GoPro Radio your destination for new information. You definitely want to chime in on some of these shows, because this is what you call free speech radio. It's community radio. We're going back to basics. Remember when you had a connection, you could be involved, you can meet some of the DJs, you can talk to some of the folks. We're going back to that. It has to be. We're using this technology in a way that brings people together, not keep people apart. So anyway, let's get back to our wonderful guest. Oh man, I can't wait to get to the next piece of art. I was going to ask you, I'm so glad you got this piece up, because I was going to say, can you talk about the piece behind you? So this is great.
Yes.
Talk about the piece that's behind you. Yeah, you're muted. Oh, can we unmute her? Yes, because we can't hear her.
Oh,
okay. We can hear you now. Yes.
Oh, okay. Yes. So this piece, I guess you can see the building, right? The middle one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's the Chrysler.
Right.
So once I moved to New York City, and I know I love to paint about city and architecture, and of course I have to paint buildings, like the iconic buildings around New York City.
Right.
So around I think this is 2 years ago, I started painting like Chrysler and I just want to show you the next one is similar color scheme. So this is the Penn Station, and this is this building. The Penn Station is special. It's kind of special to me because I used to live in New Jersey, so I always take train in between New Jersey and New York. And so so they're all both painted on cardboard. I can talk about on cardboard, right? When I do painting, I always have to prime it first.
Yeah.
And then I will paint on it. And after painting, I will varnish it. I varnish it with the acrylic medium.
Good.
So to protect, right? So to protect the painting. Yeah. So a lot of people ask me, like, you have to see in person, right? Like, oh, it's very shine, like have this shine on top. And I will have to say that it's because I have to protect the painting. Because a lot of time I don't frame my painting. And of course, it's up to anyone. If they collect my art, they can put frame. But to me, because it's painting on cardboard, one thing is about give a little bit three-dimensional feeling, right? So I tend not to frame my work.
Okay. Yeah, because they're three-dimensional. It's hard to frame. And also sometimes because of the shadows and you get there. Now, let me ask you: could someone commission you and say, "Hey, I like your art. I would like you to." Has that happened? Have people approached you to do particular and pieces just for them or for their home or for the entryway of a building or something like that?
Yeah. So so right now, I think last month, someone walked. Actually, there's many people ask me about that too. For example, like I display and I exhibit this in my studio right now. I always say that if you like this, you might not fit in your maybe the size doesn't fit your bedroom or the living room, something like that. But they can always commission me, and then they love it because they always say that they love the color I use, and of course they love I reuse material for my work. So they will go home, they measure the wall.
That is amazing. That is,
Yeah.
now, do you now on another note, because it was so organic, how you integrated your very lived experience and life into the art, even the cause of why you use these materials. It's part of who you are and your narrative. Do you think artists have a responsibility to address social or environmental issues through their art? Why or why not?
I don't know. Like it's kind of tough question to answer.
I know, right? It's kind of because like I said, this show is dedicated to emerging artists, and what we try to inspire is artists to do it themselves, to cut out the middleman, to empower themselves. But we also like them to be more responsible, and in terms of just being mindful of, the social, economic, even political, whatever it is, because whether, let's say, your intent is to be political or not, you say, hey, I'm just talking about sustainability. It's political in that it allows people to rethink how they use things that they throw away.
Right. Yeah. So I guess like just because it's because like from the very, very beginning, I have that vision that I need to reuse material for quite a long time. So this journey is quite long, right?
Right.
Like to arrive to this point. But like for other artists, they might not like have or may not need to have that specific or have to find a reason like to do a painting, right? Like a lot of artists, right? I don't think that you from starting like I have the reason why I'm doing art.
Yes.
Sometimes you might not know why you're doing art until maybe a certain point. Maybe life experience change your point of view.
Yes.
Doing art. So I guess that's why sometimes, maybe this question is a bit hard to just to answer, because sometimes it's not suddenly like, everyone will start out a mission.
Right. Well, I know for me as an artist, I'm a filmmaker. I started out as a DJ. I produced music and all kinds of things. I always had pent up things, I wanted to say, fight the power, that kind of approach is implicit in a lot of things that I do. I see a lot of things sometimes through the lens of, things need to be talked about. There's not a lot of, and I think that art is just one of those unique places and spaces it's non-confrontational, right? Because it's art, it's there, but it can move people to think. And I think, when we have a society where everybody is, like you said, trying to find an apartment, trying to find, find enough money for food, we don't have a lot of time to think about, why we're even paying for things and who we're paying and all. So, I think art, has this way of having that conversation. You can't yell at your art. No one goes up to your art pieces and say, I disagree. It's not boxes.
Well, you might have
or maybe, right, maybe some people, right, they'll be talking and arguing your art, but that's good because at least they're engaged, and that's what it's all about today, right? Engaging people, right? Regardless if they agree or disagree, just engage them to think about these things.
Yeah. I think my creative journey definitely have people approach me, they don't disagree, right? They pointed to my art and say, what is that?
I think it's beautiful. It really pops out at you literally, right? Because it's 3-dimensional, but at the same time, it's just awe-inspiring. Folks, I know I'm taking up a lot of room because we only have 15 minutes to open up the floor. We have some questions in the chat, and if you don't want to unmute your mic and ask a question, you can definitely feel free to type in your questions, and I'll ask the questions for you. Okay, so everyone who's in the room, we have a room full of people today. Wow, that's great. That's wonderful. So if you want, hold on, let me hit the controls. Yes, you'll be able to unmute yourself, and you'll have a rare opportunity to really ask this phenomenal artist. Fina Yeung is her name. Did I pronounce her name right? Yeung or?
Yeung is good.
Yeung is good. Okay. Sustainable Artist. just the artwork literally speaks for itself. You can unmute yourself and ask questions. I'll start with some of the questions that are here that I see. This one is from Kathleen Blanco, who's here in the room. She says, "What advice would you give to aspiring artists who want to dive into their art but have fears on how to be their authentic selves?" Good question. Thanks for the question.
Yeah, thank you. I remember when I was younger, I definitely have a lot of fear to tell people who I am as an artist, right? Like the story I want to tell. Because you think that nobody understands you, nobody can relate it to what you say. But as I grow older now, as an artist now, I see it as like actually I create my own fear. Like maybe you shouldn't have carried that fear. If for example, right, if you find a medium or a theme that speaks to you, I think that's authentic. That is who you are. You have to work on it, but you do have to work on it. I think the advice is like you have to be patient. You have to be patient, but you have to work hard on it, and to show why what you're doing is important. Does it make sense?
Yes, no, that makes a lot of sense. We have another question, and this is from Jack. She says, "How do others, capitalize others, other artists respond to your work?" And
how other artists?
Yeah, how do other artists respond to your work? And is this a movement? Good question.
I'm not so sure it's a movement, but I think since maybe the last few years, I started seeing a lot more, not last year, maybe the last 10 years, a lot more artists using recycled materials. Cardboard, I started seeing more artists using as the main material, maybe the last 3-5 years, probably something like that. So it could be a movement. Like the artists I know in the group, I'm pretty much the only artist using cardboard, but you all know like cardboard as the art material is not new, right? Many years ago, artists always use cardboard because found object it is part of in the art world, right? We can create painting with found object, clay or ash and straw, wood, something like that, right? But cardboard is more like to me, it's more like a modern materials, and it carry a lot of message about climate change. So using cardboard could be a movement.
Yeah. And I would love for us, if we have time, to talk about, because it's not just the paintings and the things that go on the wall. You actually do 3-dimensional sculptures, utilizing cardboard, right?
Yeah. Yeah, when people discovered I paint on cardboard and they ask me, "Oh, Fina, why don't you make something a bit bigger?" Right? And they know that I create painting look like 3-dimensional. So I say, why not? Like I challenge myself. It's like, why not? Like I create a life-size sculpture. So what you're seeing here is actually a life-size human form, holding an iPhone or a phone and listening music. So this piece, the title is called Anybody. When I create this piece, I know that it's something. It's like talking to everyone, and because it's life size, right? So, the only way I can transport it is by taking subway. So on a train, it's very funny because it draws a lot of tension. I have to sit it on a seat, right? And some people they kind of freak out because one sit next to them, they didn't notice that. So then they look, they say, "Oh my God, what is that? It's not human."
I love it. We have another question here from Amanda. Oh, do you provide lessons? Is there? Do you offer classes or something like that?
Right now I'm kind of busy, so I don't offer any lessons. But this question come up a lot to me, and so hopefully in the foreseen future, right? I hope there's a way I will be able to like offer lessons. It maybe online, probably. Because right now I do have some project I have to finish, and I have the artist residency in the Oculus. But if anybody interested, please do stop by in the studio. Maybe I can talk more about it. If you want to learn something, hopefully in the future, I'll be able to offer some lessons.
Okay. So now let's open the mics for folks who are here. Does anyone here on the panel have any questions or comments or concerns? You can unmute yourself.
I have one. How you doing, Fina? Sunny Sutherland here. I wanted to ask the question, or are you working on animating your creations in terms of maybe making them robotic and stuff like that?
I always wanted to create something that can move also.
Right. That's what I mean. Are you working on that though?
Not yet, but it's always in my mind. Not yet, but but in that part, right? I think I need to collaborate with someone more into the engineering part, I think.
Right. Okay.
So if anybody want to work with me, let me know.
Sure. I would work with you. You gonna feed me?
Well, let's find a way to feed ourselves.
Yeah, right. I like that answer. She's quick with it. Beautiful. Any other questions and comments from the folks in the room? I just want to welcome Sean is in the room. We had hold on one second because my screen is limited. But welcome. If I fail to acknowledge you, please forgive me. There's just so much stuff going on in the screen. But you are always welcome. And folks, it's still not too late. We have about 10 more minutes. And if you're watching us on Facebook and you have a question, comment, or concern, you can join us in the room and you can ask her. You can hear from her own mouth, her responses. I have a question that just popped in my head. Do you have one piece of art that you created that you feel truly embodies your message, and what story does it tell?
I think it's always go back to the very first the picture I show you about that one, because it's very emotional piece, and it do carry the message about not only recycled material, but it's also the sense of home. Since I'm an immigrant, I live in New York City for a long time now. I see the city as my home, So that piece is always very close to my heart.
And that piece is at the exhibit.
No.
World Trade. No.
Because it's an installation on the wall, right? So in that piece doesn't have the space for it. So hopefully, somehow I find a way I can exhibit that piece again, along with the colorful one also, because they are all talking about the sense of home, how we try to find ourselves in a city, related to each other, belonging in somewhere, So hopefully I'll be able to find a gallery or somehow someplace that I can exhibit that piece.
Well, I got to tell you, here in this room, we have an incredible family of creative people. Just about everyone in here is a creative, whether they're a poet, a photographer, filmmaker, recording artist, writer. Some of them do all these kind of things I just mentioned. I hope that you join in on this community, this growing family of innovative artists just like yourself, and figure out how to take things to the next level. Because is there a book? I would actually buy a book with all these pictures. I know photographers who could take photography, and I know you're a photographer, and you can take pictures of your work and put it in a book so people can have some level of experience until they actually come out to one of your exhibits and get a chance to meet you.
Yeah. Actually, people do ask me about if I have a book, so I may eventually will create a book.
Yes, because I'm telling you, that's going to be huge. Okay, we only have a few minutes left, folks. I'm sorry, but all the questions that you sent me, and the questions that will appear on Facebook, and even questions that will appear in the archives on YouTube, I promise you, I will get the questions to Fina, and hopefully, in her time, she'll get a chance to answer your questions. But right now, tell us what's next. Upcoming projects, collaborations, or perhaps dreams that you might have on the horizon, Fina?
Yeah. So because now people now finally know I'm the cardboard lady. So
I was wondering this whole time.
So they do save, their material. Some material they no longer use, not only cardboard, right? They save the material for me. So now I have some material that I don't want to say it here because it's almost like a secret. I want to work on it first, but it's not cardboard, but it will work with cardboard too. So yes, I'm working on more like a big installation with something sort of not kind of, actually it's related to back to the COVID time era we had a few years back. So those material is from that time, and yes, that's what I'm telling you right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so how can people contact you if they want to reach you? Do you have an Instagram? Can you give out all that information? And then we'll be sure to also put it in the chat so that I can also share it as well.
Yes.
But tell us right now how people can connect with you. Tell them a little bit about how they can get to the exhibition. By the way, are there fees for getting in to see the exhibition, and what are they? Okay.
Yeah, so all the handle, like social media handle, all under Fairy Fina Art. So you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. So it's all under the handle Fairy Fina Art, and my website is fairyfinaart.com. And right now my studio, my artist residency is at the Oculus, the World Trade Center, which is on the main floor.
Main concourse there, yeah.
Right. The South Concourse.
Yes, yeah. All right. So, guys, you can actually go and see the art. You can go and meet Fina. You can definitely collaborate and join us here because, Fina is now part of the GoPro Radio family and community. So definitely pop in and check her out if you have any other, like I said, questions and comments. And I really like that idea, Sonny, that you came up with. I actually see that robotics with the cardboard. Oh, man, that three-dimensional stuff is really, really great. I think especially for a lot of young people, a lot of STEM, folks, science, technology, and, so that's going to be very innovative. Well, I want to thank you all. I know they're telling me to get out of here. We got to make room for the next show. The very next show is the Pleasure Palace. That's coming up with Juicy Lynn. And then I want you guys to know that there's going to be a very special party zone this weekend. That's right. We may have a very special guest. I know there's a lot of murmuring talking about some house or recording artist may actually show up for this mix show coming up this Saturday. And it's Saturday from 10 to midnight. I'm trying to get another hour in. And folks, if people want to support also, is there free speech radio, you could do that by going to your Cash App, right? You open it up, it's a little green app. Just click on it, put $ GoPro Radio, and you should see the little mascot that you see, the little alien up there. That lets you know that you're at the right place, right? And you can make a donation to this kind of community building that we're doing here. And we're really growing. We got people here that's, here often, and they support us. And, it's very important to support people who support you. That's important. That's like reciprocity. That brings about balance, all right? So let's see if we could do that today, support the GoPro Radio Network so we can continue bringing you fine and phenomenal artists like Fina Yeung. She is incredible. Like I said, she's one of the boldest voices that we have. She's a fearless creator. I mean, the way that she creates is, people say literally outside the box, right? Outside the cardboard box.
She's outside the box.
Yeah, outside. She's an innovative thinker. We're glad to have her here. So I want to thank you. I want to thank my wonderful co-host, Dream.
Dream.
Dream. So next week we should have...